Hi, my name is Rich Ashball. I'm 81 years old and live in McIntosh, New Mexico. I've been competing in the Senior Olympics for the past couple years in the shot put, discus, and lately in the hammer. This past February, I did go to Colorado Springs and compete in the USA Track and Field Indoor Championships before the major shutdown. Some of you out there have wondered how we're training or how we're keeping fit during the shutdown, but I've actually been doing this for the past several years now, but I thought I'd show you what I do. I live in the boondocks, so some of you might not be able to do what I do because I have a lot of space. And when I first started, I used to go to the high schools to practice, but that became kind of hard because they were training and I couldn't go there as often as I wanted to, so I decided to build something at home. And there's no training facilities close to where I live. So I went out and started doing it myself. When I first started, I just used a sheet of plywood when I was throwing the shot put. But then when I started doing the discus, I decided I needed to have something a little bit bigger. So I built a bigger platform, more towards the size of a uh, discus ring. It's not exactly the same size, but it's an 8 by 8, and I'll show you that when we go outside. So let's go on outside and I'll show you what we're doing. Here's my platform. I built it using pallets. I bolted them together, but since they're not 4 by 4, on the short side of them I had to use some 2 by 6s to bring it out to a 4 or an 8 by 8 area. Then on top I put the plywood on top of this and then painted the corners, which you can see is kind of worn pretty good from all the usage that it has, plus the weather. I tried to put a tarp on it, but it keeps it somewhat. On the shot put, I have this removable kick bar, which I can take off and put on. Put it on when I'm shooting the shot and take it off for the discus. As you can see, my ground's pretty hard, so out here in the landing area for the shot put, I laid out some rubber mats that I had and marked from like 25 to 35 feet so that I know how good or bad I'm getting with the shot put. A little bit further out from there, I have 2 4x4s laying out there to kind of stop the shot put from going too far out. It works pretty good. If you don't have the rubber mats, you could always use carpeting. It works pretty good too, but with my ground it's pretty hard. Out further you can see I have some white pegs out there that marks for the discus throw and for the hammer throw, and that's where I've used a lot of manure and shavings out of the horse stalls. Don't say yuck, it's just organic material. Once it dries, it's just the same as dirt. So that's where my landing is. In fact, before I put the manure on there, I broke a couple discuses. The plastic hitting the ground so hard it just broke the plastic and I lost the discus. Okay, that's pretty much what my setup is out here. So I have over by that rubber tire, that's pole there is the out of bounds marker, and over by my trailer you can see that pole right there. It's an out of bounds marker on that side. So it gives me a lot of room. I don't know if anybody else can have this much room, but I thought I'd just show it to you. Okay, let's go back inside. Now we're back inside. I wanted to say I hope that this might help some of us older people like me to come out and participate. I did qualify for nationals last year in Albuquerque and threw in the shot, discus, and the hammer. And I made the finals in the shot put and the hammer, and had personal best of any time I've ever thrown before. I hope this will help some of you kind of think about it at least, and maybe next year, after everything opens back up, we might have more places to go and compete. Right now in New Mexico, everything is just plain shut down. There's no place to compete for anything here in New Mexico. In fact, she just made us, if you're outside, even if you're exercising or at the gym, you have to wear a mask. So that's getting a little extreme to me, but that's the way it is. She says if you don't wear it, she's going to fine you. It's to bring a little politics in here. It's fine for her to say that, but when the president says something against her, she says I'm not going to listen to him. So we're supposed to listen to her, but she's not supposed to listen to the president. Okay, I hope that this can help somebody, and maybe next year I'll see you at some of the meets somewhere, and hopefully everything will be open back up by then. So keep practicing, and if you need anything, give me a yell somehow on this or however you contact people on this one, and I will see you around. Oh, there was one other thing I wanted to add too. If you competed in or if you qualified for the nationals in 2016 or 2018, and there's no place for you to qualify for them this year for next year in Florida, if you qualified before, you're automatically qualified to throw in Florida in 2021 in November. So I thought I would just add that in case anybody's interested in going to the nationals and competing. Okay, we'll see you again.